I'm now pleased to introduce another wonderful member of your class, our student speaker, Brooke Kuei. She was selected to speak today by a committee of faculty, staff, and students. Brooke is graduating with a major in physics and a minor in professional writing, and intends to pursue graduate study in material science in the fall. Brooke.
When I pictured this day 4 years ago, this isn't what I thought it would look like. I thought I'd have it all figured out by now. I thought I'd know exactly who I was, where I was going, what direction my life was going to take. I thought I'd be so ready to get out of here and dive into a world where I'd make big changes and be respected and find success around every corner. But instead, I'm scared. I'm scared to leave this Carnegie Mellon bubble where I live with my best friends, where I know every shortcut around campus like the back of my hand, where the baristas at the Starbucks on Forbes and Craig scribble down my name without even having to ask. Maybe you're like me. Maybe some part of you is scared to leave the GroupMe chats, the annoying but familiar beeping of the crosswalk at Morewood, the tipsy journeys down Beeler, the long lines at La Prima, the concerts, Carnival, the wine and cheese nights with red Solo cups. I'm scared because for the past 4 years, my life has been organized by Post-it notes and lists, and I've diligently crossed off the problem sets and essays one by one. We all complained about how busy we were, but we all know it was actually a competition of who was the busiest. It wasn't easy. I changed my minor 4 times. I cried when I got my first C, and I learned the limits of sleep deprivation. But we were always surrounded by friends to talk to, professors who inspired us, and a community that changed us, the way a writer revises a piece, with love, little by little, until we slowly evolved into different people. But now we're here. Now we're gently being nudged out of this safe and nurturing world where even the weather was predictable, always rain. The most frightening part about the future is the uncertainty, the worry that your dreams could come crashing down on you just as easily as they could be achieved. Whether you're starting your first real job, or going to med school or grad school, or still trying to figure out what you want, the future may seem obscured by fog. But the best part about uncertainty is that it's equivalent to possibility. I've sometimes found myself lamenting over the things I should have done. I should have tried out for Dancer Symposium instead of chickening out before auditions. I should have taken more philosophy classes. I should have stayed on the Frisbee team. Should have said, I love you more often. Should have gone out more, or gone out less. Or learn how to use that expensive and hipster DSLR camera I bought instead of relying solely on my iPhone and Instagram filters. Should have said more to that cute barista than, can I have a tall chai, please? But what am I saying? This is just the beginning. It wasn't that long ago when we went out to bars for the first time and got our Viking hats from Peter's Pub. We've got our entire lives ahead of us. We've got all the time in the world to do the things we want to do, visit the places we want to see, become the people we've always dreamed of becoming. Who did you want to be when you first got here? When I first came to Carnegie Mellon, I wanted to be an astrophysicist. I wanted to look up at the night sky and understand how we came to be made of stardust on this little planet in this infinite universe. I've discovered new interests since then. We all have. But this amazement, this wonderment of the world, this sense of unbounded possibility is something we must fiercely hold on to. Throughout college, there were plenty of times when the workload was too much, when the stress felt overwhelming, when I wondered if it was time to give up. But the thing about Carnegie Mellon is that inspiration is everywhere. Whether it's one of those nerdy moments when you learn something in one class that clicks with something from another class, or the pride you feel when you see your friends on stage during Greek Sing or Culture Night, or the excitement of reading about one of your professors' research in the news, something always keeps the spark going, pushing you to keep growing, oftentimes in ways you weren't even expecting. As Carnegie Mellon students, we're sometimes so determined and driven that when we set goals for ourselves, it's strange to see them change or even fail. I thought I was going to be a physicist, but now I'm becoming an engineer. My boyfriend is graduating as an engineer, but now he wants to be an entrepreneur. Some of you were shy when you first got here, and then became organization leaders and performers and mentors. But that's why we don't have just one school color. We're plaid. Carnegie Mellon taught us to get out of the little box we might have put ourselves in, to explore the possibilities, to realize how many different roles we have the intellect and the talent to pursue in this world. This is how Carnegie Mellon has made me stronger, how it's made you stronger, and what we should all take with us when we leave. As we go through our lives, let's continue to keep our eyes wide and our minds open, because although there are some of you who took a perfect path, that's not always the only path. Look at the moon. Isn't it beautiful? My dad asked me during one of my uninspired slumps. Yeah, I sniffled, wondering where he was going with this. But it's only ever a full moon once a month, he continued. Most of the time, it's just a crescent or a half moon. It's almost never a full moon, yet it's always beautiful. None of us are perfect, and few of us are sure of exactly what we want yet. We all break sometimes, but we've also all made it to this day, to the brink of the rest of our lives, and we're ready for it. What we learned, enjoyed, and discovered along this roller coaster ride we call Carnegie Mellon is how true success, happiness, and full potential are achieved. We might be going our separate ways after we graduate, but we'll never forget the time we spent here together, growing together, doing firsts together, becoming great people together. Let's take the strength we've gained through this transformation and tackle the future in front of us. I want to thank my friends, my family, and my professors for always believing in me. Thank you for the late-night conversations, for the unwavering support, for the life philosophies. Thank you for being the mirror that reflects a better version of myself back at me. And on behalf of all my fellow classmates, thank you to everyone who has helped us become Carnegie Mellon graduates. When I pictured this day 4 years ago, this isn't what I thought it would look like. I thought I'd have it all figured out by now. I thought I'd know exactly who I was, where I was going, what direction my life was going to take. I thought I'd be so ready to get out of here and dive into a world where I'd make big changes and be respected and find success around every corner. But instead, I'm even better off. Sure, I don't know exactly who I am yet, but I do know that I can be anyone. You can be anyone. So, class of 2015, I challenge you to embrace the uncertainty. I challenge you to find passion, to want something, to walk to the sky for it. I challenge you to let go of the fears while holding on to each other. Let's take the knowledge, the strength, and the confidence that we've learned here together, and let's go make this world ours. Thank you.